one of the most important decisions you can make when establishing really any vineyard, but especially a dry farm vineyard, is focusing on rootstock selection. Um, it's not the kind of thing that gets talked about a lot in a lot of ways, just because it's not the sexiest thing to talk about. Everybody wants to talk about cultivar and clone and all that stuff. And where'd you get your budwood? All that stuff's important, but rootstocks are your chance and your only chance until you replant the whole vineyard to really set the stage for how your root structure is going to explore the soil profile that it's in. And so, pre-introduction of irrigation in Napa, so this is pre 1980s. In Napa, a lot of what was here is rupestris or St. George, kind of the classic rootstock around here. A very vigorous rootstock, has evolved to be very vigorous. When irrigation got applied to St. George, it had the ability to suck up all of the water that it wanted and grew overly vigorous and fell out of fashion. And I think that's a story that's a little bit unfortunate, but is certainly a story that's worth touching on, is just the kind of movement away, especially around here, away from vigorous, or a nicer word for it is drought-resistant rootstocks, into vigor-reducing, which sounds good. Rootstocks that expect water and need water all during the growing season, those ones are going to be more difficult to dry farm. They evolved in different areas of the country where water is more plentiful. Whereas in a dry farming setting, we're making use of rootstocks like 110R, 140 Gary, St. George, 1103 Paulson, that have parentage that evolved in areas with less water. And so we're taking that kind of, bending that evolutionary history to our advantage in a dry farming setup. And having, really working with the material, not applying water to it, taking advantage of these very, very vigorous rootstocks to send roots down deep into the soil, fully explore the soil profile. And yeah, when they work hard enough, they find water, they find nutrition.